live from inside the card box. I wasn't gonna do this. They made me do it like real fast. I was laughing so hard, and then it's like, get on live right now. Probably because I was in a good mood. Let me show you this. These are my cards. Not all of them. I got a bunch on the fucking table that I pulled last night. I did a whole reading. In order to keep up with me, you would have had to catch what I posted in my community page and yesterday's videos, because the one I did last night didn't load. We're going to revisit those cards and throw those cards away and pull out some other ones. I just wanted to show you kind of, I did a post last night and I showed you how when I first started, I had a little black box. I still have that black box. I use it for something else now. But now I have all of these cards. This fills to the top. It barely closes. And that would be in the very back are the guidebooks to go with those cards, but I also go off of all of those books. And that's not even all of my herbs. All of that stuff is still in the car. We have lots of that stuff. So anyways, what is all of this? Well, these are all light teachings, basically. These are all guided light teachings. So, you know, it's Sunday, and I had other shit to do. I guess we're going to read about this one. And that's just kind of how I go, is I just go by the feel, whatever I feel like grabbing. I always have to do the Lumerians, though. Always got to do the Lumerians. So that's those. What else? Let's see. What do we got over here? These would be the 10-day. There's 3 of these for the 10 days. Okay, those are the 10-day forecasts. What's over here? These are all of our darks, all of our shadow spread. Again, I couldn't accumulate how to dig out shadows until like the last year did people start focusing on making cards. So those are our shadows. What's this one? Confirmation. Okay, and this is all like witchy guided work. What's under there? Those are the love cards. Those pink ones are the Kabbalah cards. These are tarot. Those are the quantum tarot. These are, I never ever really used these. They were given to me, and I keep them aside. There's some shamanic dream tarot, but I didn't know tarot well enough, so it didn't come with any kind of anything. These are my Isis oracles. Then there's another thing of tarot, and then my daughter's Stranger Things tarot that she's never ever touched. And yeah, and then there should be, somewhere in there, should be the dolphin oracles too. So that's where I keep all of my oracles, and that thing weighs a ton. So, yeah, and I keep everything covered to keep energies in and shit like that. So we're going to take those, plus what I had from last night, and get to work. For anybody new, hi, I'm the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, messenger of God, child of God, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am the Lilith reincarnated. And that's what we were laughing about. I was like, damn it, God, I was trying to be like Mother Mary. And we all had the biggest laugh. I just want to point out that that song is always so filth. So filth. I feel filthy just listening to it. My daughter will sing every lyric to it. Anyways, so I posted it. I was laughing so hard. Can you imagine sitting in court? You're so afraid of what's about to happen, and all of a sudden porn turns on the TV. There's parents, children, officers, authority. That was hilarious to me. What'd you get locked up for? I blasted dicks all over the fucking internet. I started laughing so hard. It's like, damn it, God, I was trying to be a good girl. They're like, come on, you're Lilith, quit playing around. And that's what we laughed about. And it was a good laugh. It was like, I'm not that girl. Fuck you ain't. The fuck you ain't. I started my day with, I'm not helping nobody. And then I came up the elevator and my fucking armpits were sweating. I was like, damn, it's such a hot, beautiful day, obviously. Tell me you're not going to go out and play. No, I told my daughter we were going to take a fucking trip to the mall, and that's like, you know, you ever took a teenager to the mall? My son wants a new hat, and he's never got fitted for a hat, and I can't stand his motherfucking hair, so I'm giving in to this motherfucker. For sure. I can't stand that shit. Oh, God. What's he look like? I don't know, somewhere between the Beatles and the fucking Hanson brothers. You know, somewhere he's trying to go that way. I can't get mad at him. He's native by nature, you know what I mean? So, and he had long hair, and there's something about it he likes. I can't. Oh, dude, I just want to grab that shit and just fucking cut it off myself. I don't know. It's in the nature. My daughter cut her hair off as much as she could. I cut my hair off as much. Come here, I'm gonna shave that shit and make a man out of you. Going to boot camp. Yeah, that's that over masculine. Tone it down. Tone it down. Hey, happy Easter and all that. He has risen. Did you get that post? You know, he will come, and that'll be the scariest time of our lives, dude. Can you imagine the fear inside of everybody's heart? Because they say that everyone will see him. He'll be seen. Which means he'll have to kind of come out of the sky, dude. You know what I mean? Because we all see the same sky. He'll be as big as the sky. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. If we can see the moon, all of us collectively see the moon, we'll see him in the sky, just like they said. But for now, during the awakening, as Christ has risen within us, we are walking in his image. We are Christ-like. I teach the Christ consciousness. And that's what the celebration is today, is the miracle of him, you know what I mean? Coming back to life. Again, I just want to point out, I pointed this out all last night. Dude, he brought so many people back to life, and he wasn't the only one. I did that shit as the ISIS. Oh, did you see I changed my... Isn't that cool? I changed my setup. Yeah. You know, he wasn't the first one to do it. He did it better. He did it the best because he did it, you know what I mean? You know, for whatever reason. And going back to it, it's like, you know, I posted this thing. It's like he died for your sins, bro. So you didn't have to be persecuted by God. Why? How does this work? God made the rules. And the rule was you would have to give us sacrifice, a sacrament. You know what I mean? So in every religion, they made sacrifices to gods. In some, it was humans. They made human sacrifices. This is not fucking unheard of, bro. Why? Because God would take lives, bro. He demanded justice for what had been done. You know what I mean? He was the justice system, the special victims unit. Before you could come in and just start blasting pornography across the screen, there was God. You think God wasn't in that room watching that shit with the popcorn? Like, this is great. Nobody has ever done this before. Has anybody ever done that before? That is great. In the essence, it's like you're going to jail. You're going to jail. What do you think they're going to do when they find out what he went to jail for, bro? He's going to get the royal motherfucking treatment. Did he really break a sin? I mean, I guess he did. He broke your guys' laws. For what? The enjoyment of others. I mean, it was shocking and stuff. Like, fuck. I wish he had... I know he had to have seen it. He had to have been rolling a camera somewhere else while he saw this shit. He was tapped into the camera system. Fuck, bro. He really needs to upload those videos before he goes to jail. I mean, please, and thank you, everywhere. Just hack the whole fucking internet. That's pretty talented shit right there. What a waste of space, right? If he could do such things, why didn't he do something greater? That's what you always say about somebody magical. You're like, why didn't you hack into something and, you know, give yourself $1 billion? Dude, this was $1 billion joke. This is what my spirit guides gave me, and I went with it. Do you think God doesn't forgive him? He's going to hell for what he did. Oh, man. Do you think Cardi B's going to hell for that song, bro? That shit. Let me love you down. Is that how we're supposed to say this shit? No. I wanna fuck you like an animal. Hey, dude. You think they're not watching you, bro. You're just animalistic. There is nothing that you and your partner don't do that they don't watch other people do. They're watchers. That's what they do. They're watching you. Anyways, put on your Sunday's best and let's get on with it. It's Sunday. It's Jesus' day again. He has risen. We're not gonna go watch some church, bro. They spend their whole lifetime teaching you this story every year. They look forward to it. They put on a great show to tell you about this. You know, you're supposed to go to church on Easter and Christmas. If you're not honoring Jesus on Easter and Christmas, I feel like you're not part of civilization. Even if you don't know the guy, it's like mass. You know what I mean? It's by the masses. You should be at, like, you know, doing your Hail Mary or something. Hey, Tech 9. Tech 9, you did too much, bro. You could have done something more. I don't think that you should have used the Mother Mary's image. Speaking of that, Mother Cabrini. Mother Cabrini is the image of all mothers, bro. She was just my mother. Same as Mother Teresa, you know what I mean? Mother. She's, you know... They were created in the image of Mother Mary. And that's why I said, come on, God, I'm trying to be a Mother Mary. So, shut the fuck up. Are you kidding me right now? I mean, the closest you're going to get is Christ-like, girl. Fair enough, God. Fair enough. Chastity belt, no, I'm still going to be that guy. My underwear hanging on the cross. He didn't wear underwear, you guys. It's so funny. The whole image that they're sharing today is the cross with his underwear hanging on it. You realize that, right? Oh no, what was it? What is that? Me and Jesus, bro. Me and Jesus. Us in this underwear joke. It's for real, bro. It's the biggest lie ever told. Or at least, here comes Lilith, and she's like, he's out here naked. It's a true story, bro. They didn't put him in underwear. And then what? They hung his underwear on the cross to dry? Shut the front door! Do you understand what kind of bullshit they're feeding you? Did anybody ever put that together, that his underwear are hanging on the cross on this day? He didn't wear underwear. None of that imagery is real. He wasn't white either. Let's move on to just some more truth. Like, you're destroying Easter. What? I know Christ more than you do. Alright, let's talk about this. Number 28. We do these in order, people. Oh, I didn't get the freaking... Hold on, I gotta dig down in these boxes. I didn't get the shit. Why am I doing it? I don't know. They told me. I'm just trying to get my job done, take a shower, have a meal, make everybody's dreams come real. I don't want to. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't. Maybe it was just, I just didn't want to. It's a lot. For what? Just to sit out there around a bunch of people, blessing them and shit? God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you, bro. Why do I gotta go? I don't want to. He's like, go out and play with the fucking stoners. They're stoned. Sticks and stones, God. Sticks and stones. I'm God's most difficult child next to Lucifer. Like, you know, the firstborns are the pain in the ass, if you ask me. I mean, how's mine? He's fine. I mean, I don't want to talk about it. Let's talk about Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. That's super funny. I was thinking about his bastard ass last night. You're like, damn, you talk to them like that? Yeah, bro. Lilith curse. Like, do you have any respect? That's just how I talk. Like, whatever. Shut up. Anyways, I was setting all of this up. And at first, I had this over there. I was like, no. Archangel Michael goes over here, right? And you, the tiger eye, go over there, is what I said. But then I was like, and then I was thinking about Raphael. Where are you at, Raphael? I have this necklace in representation of Raphael. And that's what I was thinking about. What is it, malachite? I don't have any malachite out there. It's a necklace that's in... Dude, they just keep reminding me to get this big-ass bag. Is it really that pain in the ass? No! Do you want to know what the pain in the ass is? I'll tell you. It's me, not the bag. Obviously. If I get to the back of the trunk to get this bag, I want to bring in everything else that's in the trunk before... I should just do it. They just showed me, you know, using one of the carts from the place and just wheel all that shit up. I should just do it. I have a fear of doing this. Can I tell you, can I confess my fears at the altar? I have a fear of doing this. When I unpack and I get comfortable, then it's time to go. So I keep everything, you know what I mean? I keep the chaos. I don't know how to explain it, bro. I can't really. But I can tell you from earlier in my life. And maybe he's going to break it, but I don't know. I did it at Mr. Plum's too. It wasn't until I got comfortable it was time to go. The more I brought out of my car, the more comfortable I became, the quicker it was. And that's what I'm afraid of. Because I don't want to bring everything out. I don't want to get too comfortable because then they'll fucking push me out of my nest. Who's they? The Holy Spirit. Going back to it though, I have all of this stuff to honor each of the gods and all of the spirits, but I just haven't brought it all up. If I brought it all up, it would take up everything. That's what I'm saying. I have the biggest amount of stuff to honor the gods. But I was thinking about Raphael yesterday. Alright, part of your divine purpose is to develop the power of your mind and use it for healing purposes. If you change your mind, you can change the world. Well, we talked about that, and I guess obviously that's your confirmation that this is all coming from Raphael. I told you yesterday you're supposed to go to different angels, and they're the ones that deliver all the messages. And now you know where the message is coming from. It was you. Obviously, he came into the freaking energy yesterday, but it was his message that we were delivering, or that was being delivered. You don't see them till later. At this moment, I can realize that the whole message that we've been receiving this week was from Raphael. That's all. It's like you don't know until later. You're like, oh, I've seen you all week. Yeah, I've been here. If you change your mind, you change the world. Guidance and healing inspiration comes to you daily, helping you improve your own life and the lives of others. Healing and opening the mind to new realities and possibilities are the gifts of Ascending Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. There's many angels and archangels and ascending masters that come. When you're ready, they come. They're the ones that hold it. Meaning they mastered this gift, and now you're in an area where you need this gift. So God sends them to you. You know what I mean? They're sent. You have your guides, right? Those are your angels. Then you have your archangels. Then you have the virtues. They're really actual entities that come and bestow gifts upon you during your trials and tribulations. Just like, you know what I mean, Dante. As Dante, just a helpless soul walking through the pits of hell with no means, was guided by an angel, and many things came to him. You know what I mean? And it's Hunger Games. They're going to send you little, they're going to send people. They're going to send warriors, as you take this trip. I'm seeing Alice in Wonderland, too. You know what I mean? There's going to be people along this dark journey to guide you, or to, you know what I mean? All of that, and inspire. There you go. Healing an open mind of new realities and possibilities. And that's it. You have to consider a new way of life is what we've been talking about. Changing of the mind. On page 88. Whoosh. The mind of a light worker needs spiritual light, information, understanding, and wisdom, in the same way that human bodies need water, food, and clean air. The hunger for wisdom can push you to seek knowledge, and this can be a healthy impulse. However, if you love knowledge so much that you keep seeking without taking time to digest, integrate, and apply what you've learned, you may end up confused or mentally exhausted. We talked about that in the teacher's card at the beginning of the week, which was the Hierophant, how you do it for superficial reasons. You're just munching it up so that you can spit it back out, but you're not actually digesting it. You're like a binge and purge spiritual person. You know what I mean? Part of this world, part of that. You know what I mean? You engulf yourself into it. You know what I mean? You binge in it, and then you purge it all out, and you're back to your old ways. In Christianity, they call that a backslider, where you just keep going back to your old ways. But you'll come back and you'll be a devout Christian, then you'll slide back into your old ways. What is it? The heart versus the mind. The mind wants to be free. It wants to be like everyone else. It wants to be part of. When you start becoming a student in any study, bro, you can't be part of the social team. You're as a college student, if you want to be successful at college, bro, yeah, you can take out times for some of the social environment, but if not, you're not really going to get this. You're not going to be able to really apply it. Many people go to college but don't walk in that. They don't walk in the understandings or in their studies, bro. They got through college, you know what I mean? And they'll tell you, I got through it, you know what I mean? And they find, a basic job that applies to what their studies were, or maybe in most cases not. But how it is like when you get involved in it, you get deeply involved, but you also get you get burnt out in any subject of study. The more I look in, the deeper it gets. It's like, oh gosh, when does it end? Never. There's infinite knowledge and wisdom. But what do you do with it all? So the people that have spent their whole lives, they have PhDs in studying Egyptian, you know what I mean? Something specified in the Egyptian era. What are you doing with that now? You're just spending all your time digging it up. How are you, you know what I mean? How are you giving it out? And that's it. You can fill your cup up. But when you die, you're the only one that had all of that information, knowledge, wisdom. You know what I mean? All of this work that you did, what was it for? Just to fill yourself up with all of this knowledge and wisdom, but to not share it means you're not even useful. It's not even useful. You yourself are just a book catalog. And that goes very much simplistically to the Bible. People spend their whole lives, you know what I mean, studying Jesus, but never walking in his teachings. He taught you. That's all he came to do, was to teach you how to believe and trust and walk in faith. with compassion, understanding, and forgiveness. I said this last night in the other video, but it got cut off, and hopefully you can hear this one just fine. Sri Krishna, Lord Krishna, was the Lord of love. Vishnu, who is their Lord, was the Lord of the universe. Alright, Buddha, who was another Lord that was, pulled from their society or whatnot, was the Lord of compassion. Melchizedek, you know what I mean, is the Lord of the universe, as much as Metatron, in an understanding in a different realm, in a different situation. They overlook different parts of the universe. Now, as much as Buddha was the Lord of compassion, what was Jesus not? You know what I mean? And then we got, all of the different, I do have my my Egyptians here, but then you have the Greeks, and you have the Native American believers. You have, you know what I mean? Everyone had a belief in God, and all different beliefs of how God worked and who was the God of this and that and the other. But, just studying that does no good unless you walk in the understandings of your studies. Okay? Let's see. If you are forgetful, stressed, mentally fatigued, or blotting when you are usually bright, you need some mental time out. The mind rarely rests except through meditation, and even rest is not guaranteed. Resting the mind can be a tricky thing for intellectual, orientated, and highly creative people. This is directed at me completely because I went through something really difficult, the ego death on Friday, and I came out with, where am I supposed to go from here? Learning to switch off mentally will help you remember and apply what you are learning, so you grow not only in knowledge but also in wisdom. And that was the Four of Swords. We have to take everything, our experience, in to our caves and sit in our caves and let it, let it fester. Let it, what's the word? They're showing me. Fermenate. That's what I'm looking for. The word fermenate, like grapes. You have been absorbing a lot of new information. You may feel you have so many tasks to do you don't know where to start, or that if you stop and rest, you'll never get it all, or get through all of it. This is causing you mental stress, which is diminishing your productivity. Dude, I've just stopped. I just had to stop. I got burnt out in the week. I started the week burnout. It is a time to slow down and cleanse your mind with an assistance from Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. I had already called him in on different occasions, dude. I called him in, I think, like 3 different times. I called in Raphael. Now that I'm looking at it, I called him in during the moon cycle, during the period. And then I started getting really bad. I started to develop a migraine. And I called him in during that time, which is also in the head, mental. Sit without the distraction of the telephone, computer, mobile phone, music, television, or radio. And that's it too. Everything is so stimulating. Like, I'm sitting here and I can hear all of the stimulation and the, jump scares that are happening in my son's music, or his, the back tone of whatever game he's playing right now. And it's the loudest thing in this room. It's louder than me. I can feel it running through my spine and him about to jump. I'd rather not. Anyways, going back to it, it's like everything is. I turn on a song and it starts a thinking process, or it starts an activation of things. Everything is. It's overstimulation, and that's why I said I don't want to go sit in a fucking crowd, bro. And yet I told my daughter I was gonna take her to the mall. Fucking shit. Fucking shit. Anyway. Take a few moments of silence. Say the invocation below and then imagine, intend, visualize, or feel a fresh, pale green energy washing through you. Focus on this for a second or two and then just relax and enjoy the mental cleansing. You can always associate the color green with Raphael, the color blue with Michael. I mean, we can go through all of them. I'm just telling you off of the top of my head. Okay? There's colors can be used for healing, only if you actually work it. Let's see. You can recognize when you have a sufficient mental rest because you shall feel a peaceful sense of vibrancy and inspiration. When you let go in this way, switch off and take a step back, new approaches and ideas come to your mind. So work according to your own creative rhythms. You may find your work best in short, productive bursts, punctuated by mental rest. That's usually how I work. If this is how you need to live for a time, honor that. Be kind to your mind. It can help you accomplish your divine journey. This oracle card also comes with a message for you. If you're interested in healing that involves the mind, whether it be psychology, psychotherapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, hypnosis, NLP, who knows what that is, philosophy, or a course of study, you are encouraged to explore it. If you are inspired to work with your belief system through affirmations or other techniques for mental reprogramming, such as guided relaxations and meditations, you are encouraged to do this. Your mind is developing and powerful, and you need to work well with such techniques. So, for those of you that are new, and you're just stepping into the light with us, what we do over here is we go through the dark night of the soul. We go through the dark programmings, the dense energy, the harsh feelings of how we think about people and memories. You know, current things. How does this work? Something in our current reality, which I forecast with the cards. I'll tell you what God's going to push upon us, right? So then we walk out into the world, and a situation is pushed upon us that triggers us, and we almost act out in the present. But you're supposed to catch yourself in the present and sit down and see where this goes to the past. And that's where we start the work. You're not really... the people in front of you shouldn't be pissing you off, even though they do. The things that are pissing you off in front of you have nothing to do with what's in front of you. It has to do with something in the past. So you have to take that moment, bite your lip, turn your cheek, walk away, kill him with kindness as best as you can, which is stop yourself from reacting, sit down with yourself, and start doing the work, which is what? What about this pissed me off? And start writing it down. I hate when people, because obviously it's not a person, or if it is, start writing. I can't stand when Jenny does this shit. Jenny always does this. Jenny.
That was the name of the bully that I hit me all the time.
Really? I had no idea where that name came from.
Yeah, and you were like, oh, let me talk to you.
Oh, and I saw on Lewis, Jenny on the block. Jenny was on Lewis's block, so maybe that's where that came from. Anyway, so then you can identify if it really is Jenny. What do we say? Jenny. I don't know. The Holy Spirit. Stop it. Focus. In the essence, you write down what just pissed you off. Is it people, places, or things? Was it this specific person, or anytime anybody does this type shit? So that would mean people, not a person. It would mean people, multiples. You start fucking working through this. What just pissed me off? What just made me feel like that? I was fine and then I got upset. I was fine and then I got sad. I was fine and then I got, you know what I mean? I started feeling uncomfortable. I was fine and then I started feeling insecure. You were fine and then you started feeling some type of way. I need you to stop in those feelings before you act in those feelings. Recognize, I was fine and then I felt some way. Acknowledge you got a feeling. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm gonna strangle the fuck out of this motherfucker. Why are we feeling this way? Hold on. Don't do what I think you're gonna do. Stand back. I gotta go. I got diarrhea. I gotta go. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna punch that guy. I gotta go. You gonna? I don't know. I feel it. It could happen. I don't know what I could do if I don't get a hold of this feeling. In the essence, is that me? Could be. I don't really feel like that, but I mean, possibly. And that's where I take it back. Hey, hold back. Because I don't know what I might do. In the sense of, let me stop. Where's this feeling come from? What did you just do to make me feel? You were just living your life. Why do I feel this way? Then you start working through the programming. Where did this come from? I hate when people, and you start going back to each person. Start writing down their names. Writing them down. This person did this, and this person did this, and this person, and then you're like, uh-huh. And then you see the pattern. And why is this happening? Because you've never seen the pattern before. How do you change the pattern? You can't change people. You change how you react to people. What about this bothers me? That's it. So, we heal the mind. We reprogram the mind. That's what I do over here. This is what I teach you. I get burnt out because I have other creative projects that they have me working on while I'm healing my mind and trying to teach you how to heal yours and looking to do all of these crazy things. I get very burnt out. That's what we do around here. That's what I specialize, is reprogramming of the mind. They call it the dark night of the soul. It's a journey of your thoughts and your feelings. Dante described it as you know, in the Divine Comedies. Carl Jung, the major psychoanalyst, described it, what this journey was. I've gone through it. I go through it. I jump through it. I know what it is. It's a big fat hole that we just jump into. Friday then! Saturday, Sunday, any kind of day of the week. If you watch the planets can push us in that hole if you're not careful. You can fall in that hole every day of the week. You can stay in that hole for as long as I did. Where you're just down there trying to reprogram yourself, trying to figure yourself out. Everything you do, everything about the world pisses you off or hurts you, offends you, irritates you. You can't stand yourself and people and the world. And you've got to get to the bottom of this because you have to live in this world. Ugh! As I say this, they're like, go outside. I don't want to go around your peoples. I was really excited about it, but then I don't want to do it. Why? Because I'm burnt out. Otherwise, I'm happy to be around, and then I'm not. And then I am, and then I'm not. Why? Because we're working through it, dude. Bipolar. It all sounds like a great idea until you put on the idea, bro. It's like, yeah, I'll go with you. And then you start really working out the dynamics of what this is going to entail. What is this going to take? It's not as hard as it seems. But it takes a lot of my training. I have to keep my energy to myself and not be triggered by hundreds and hundreds of people as I sit with them and try to enjoy the day. But I don't want to be there to begin with. And these people are going to bother me. They're going to rub me the wrong way. It is like absolute like pop quiz. I'm going to call in sick today. I'll retake the test, the next one. Isn't there a Cinco de Mayo or something you can send me to? Like, seriously, I like tacos, and I like the music, and I like fucking Hispanics, and I like this, dude. These fucking buttholes...
That lady brought her dog to her quinceañera.
That lady brought her dog to her quinceañera. I dig it. Anyways, if Nana's not welcome, I don't really bring my dog like that. Alright, let's keep going. Sit without distraction. You will recognize when you feel that I don't feel like I've had enough rest. When you let go in this way, switch off and take a step back, approaches, blah, blah, blah. You may find comes with a message, blah, blah, blah. Did we get to the end of it? Your mind is, yeah, we sure did. Let's just read the invocation. I call upon the healing grace of Master Hilarion, Hilarion, and the Archangel Raphael, who loves me unconditionally. May my own mind gain rest. Okay, I'm going to pray for all of us. May our minds gain rest, clarity, and refreshment. Gain rest, clarity, and refreshment. This is why we can't go to church. We'll be interrupted and shit. May we be assisted through unconditional love for mental healing and for the development of our minds in service to our spiritual life purpose. Please help us let go mentally to allow for positive healing changes to happen. I ask for the grace that is needed to access all helpful knowledge, understanding, and wisdom necessary for me to fulfill my divine purpose. May our minds become peaceful, clear, and refreshed. May all beings be free from mental anguish through the grace and unconditional love of divine, through my own free will, so be it. You have to believe it, bro. As we're sitting there and we're praying to God to calm our minds, as if we don't pray to Him all the time. Do you?
Does it work though?
And that's where it is. Does it work though? How does it work? You believe. How does it work when I call in Archangel Raphael? I see him and I believe him and I call him into my body as an invocation. I ask him to come and use his powers of my own free will. I ask of you to enter and cleanse me. Cleanse this body of the pain that it's causing me. Can he do that? Yes, if I believe that he's there and I can visualize it. How do I visualize it? A green light. A green light. I see myself as the white light. I call him into me and the green light comes from within my heart, which is exactly the color of your heart chakra. And I see it go and attack it. I look at what's hurting me. So if I'm thinking I'm having cramps and I see the scientific picture of a uterus, I call you in for healing of my womb. And I visualize my womb, him, the green light, around my womb. What can I do? I believe in it, and I take rest in that belief. Put some of the oil in, and I've got to thug it out. He can only do so much. Science can only do so much. God can only do so much. When I'm sitting there during the summer and baby daddy is flashing thousands and thousands of dollars and slapping girls' fucking asses and showing us his new car and all his new clothes and shit on the internet, and I'm fucking poor, and he owes us over $40,000 in fucking child support. He's 3 hours away, and I want to kill him, bro. I want to drive up and snatch him out of fucking Carl's Jr. and rob this bitch. I want to key his car. I want to follow him home. I want to take a bat to everything he owns, bro. God, please make this go away. Please make these feelings go away, God. Please make these thoughts go away, God. I don't want to feel this way, God. I don't want to feel such envy. I don't want to feel such wrath. I don't want to feel such anger. Please, God, make it go away. I know I shouldn't feel this way, God. Please make it go away. Bro, he didn't. I had to overcome those feelings, even though I know they're wrong. I'm justified in those feelings, but it doesn't make it okay. I don't want to feel this way. But everyone that's been in that position feels that way. And some of them get the fuck in the car and do it. We love those videos on Facebook. Holy shit. I saw one yesterday that made my stomach drop. This girl walked in on her boyfriend. She said, who the fuck is that guy? He's my gaming friend. Where's his pants? You were fucking that man. I'm pregnant with your baby and you were fucking that man. It was all on Facebook, bro. You're never seeing your children again. Am I talking about what I saw? And was that not a trigger to my bisexual husband, who literally gets all of this money by fucking men or letting them fuck him or whatever he's doing?
They're called,
here she comes. Escorts.
Yeah, there's like a 50-year-old one that did a...
Oh, God, I'm gonna puke. My daughter has to calm me down in these moments. I just want to show you that they're earth angels, bro. These kids have a higher level, they have a higher vibration of understanding and forgiveness and compassion. She ain't mad at him. She called him an escort. Daddy an escort. She don't give a shit. She don't give a shit. That's compassion, understanding, forgiveness. Us and our parents will never forgive you. I'll never forgive you. You never bought me that fucking sweater I wanted. Anyways, going back to it. Nah, bro. The feelings are raw and real, and they're triggered by real situations, and you pray to God, but the feelings are yours, bro. You can't. Pain, they can only take away so much. You go to the doctor, they can give you a pill. You go to God, he can give you faith. You're going to have to live with this pain. All different pains, bro. Pains of loss, body pains, neck pains. My knee hurts. My back, my neck, my heart hurts. Lots of stuff hurts. We have to find which ones we can heal and which ones we can overcome and shit. But, like, going back to this, as we sit here praying to Raphael to take away our fucked up thoughts, he can give us peace for a moment, and that's me. I can lay my hands on you. You know what I mean? I was thinking about you, Wolfman. I could heal you. I know that I have that power to heal your ribs. But you do too. If you so shall believe. And you did, not what I do, but you can do. Who taught you? I read these books. I visualize them in such a way. I see God in everything. And our free will is, to call him, they always say, is to bring, to allow him to come in and work in your life. He still is. He's all outside of you. But you're asking him to come inside of you. And that's where they could be like, I'm invoking a deity to take over my body. And that's kind of what Wolfman was supposedly doing with, who, me? Be careful what you pray for. You prayed for me. In the essence, and it's like, okay, well, can we talk about other one, the most important one, which was Jesus, who had the power to do all things given by God? All of us were limited in our powers. He was limitless, and he taught you how to be limitless. Even in my power, in my weakest hour, I have to call upon God's angels, and I said it. Raphael, please, God has given you such power to heal the human beings. I call you into my human being. I call you into my body to use the power that has been given to you by God. I give my free will to you to do as you will in my body. It's exactly what we ask of Jesus. I ask of your presence upon me. I pray for you. I invoke you. I call in the name of Jesus. I call for your spirit. You guys call it outside. I call it inside. Fill me. And that's it too. It's like, when you're struggling with your thoughts, what do, dude? I call God. Help me, God. I don't know what to do. Who am I going to call? Ghostbusters? Call my therapist? I mean, yeah, that's what they're there to do. But if you're not going to be honest and true with them and you're, you know what I mean, then how can they really help you? And even they're limited because these are your thoughts. You have to work through them. They can only guide you through them. You know what I mean? It's a lot. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Like, is it really like that? Yeah, bro, it's all a joke. It's all a fucking dance and game to them. That's why I was laughing. I was like, is it a sin to listen to WAP on Easter?
Look, that was the dad wave.
Oh, yeah, my daughter said, do you do the mom wave? And I was like, what is that? And she did it, and I swear to God, dude, my mom came back to life. I saw my dead mom in my daughter, the way she did this wave. I was like, oh my God, dude, how did you do that? I was like, my mom waved just like that. I was like, do I do that? I was like, if you ever see me do that, let me see the dad wave. Oh, yeah, bro, that's a dad wave for sure, bro. I've seen your grandpa do that a billion times. My dad, no, he's an asshole. My daddy wasn't there. Anyways, let's not worry about our mom and dad issues, right, today? I mean, we have to deal with them every day. So, yeah, we got Raphael in the healing department. Way to go, Raphael. It's what God made him for. God made us all for different things. And that's what I'm going to get into in a minute is, like, I'm not going to read all the cards that I had last night because that would be too long. I did an hour. It would be 2 hours of stuff. But last night we pulled a very important card of, of my version of the Kali, what God made me. And it was really important. It's like God made you the way that you are and you're not flawed. You just need to learn how to walk in that power and then let that power, you know what I mean, overcome you. You know? Let's go into our divine nature. Let's see where we are in our divine nature. Why? Because they're my favorite cards and they're beautiful. We're going in order. We're number 37. Hold your ground. Dang. She's holding back the dragon. As we said, hold your ground. I'm not ready to unleash yet. Dang, that's a beautiful picture. It's really pretty. No is a necessary magic. Often it is used to free the bound, liberate the oppressed, and honor the sacred within yourself. Do not be swayed by the achievement, approval, or the secondary Why can I say this? Hold on. It's because of how I look at the word. Satisfactions. I don't know why. I said it just fine the other day in my car. I don't know. Some words don't want to come out properly. Of pleasing others. I really want to practice now. I need to practice that word. Think of your truth as a delicate being inside of you that deserves fierce protection. Once you have admitted the truth inside you, it's time to embody it by speaking it and allowing it to be protected by the ferocity of self-kindness. Okay. That's that whole tower on a Friday. Once you've gone through the ego death and you've seen the truth, now you have to walk in that truth. And you have to make this your new reality. And you have to protect this new reality. Meaning the old reality, the old people, whatever you left behind, whatever decision you decided to sever, is going to keep trying to hold on to you. They're coming back for you. It's important for you not to look back and keep going because your old life is always calling you back. Why? It's comfortability. It's called your South Node. It always wants you to just sit down and get comfortable. Go back to what you were, where everything was predictable. But it's not anymore. It's an illusion. If you went back, you'd go straight back into confusion. Like Kanye. Once you've admitted the truth inside you, it's time to embody it by speaking it, right? Once you've seen the vision, you have to speak it into, fruition. And allow it to be protected by the ferocity of self-kindness. To shine, what does it say? To thine own self be true. Learning to hold our ground and protect our precious resources makes all our relationships more authentic, even if some of them die off in the process. And the secret irony hiding inside your willingness to say no is that is that it allows your yes to be more resolute and ecstatic. On page 80 and 81 again. Once you've stood up for yourself, once you've built a boundary, you have to keep reinforcing that boundary. Okay, so what's mine? I'm intellectually superior to you, and I didn't fully grasp that. It sets me free. It's liberating in the sense of always trying to assume that you're like me and that there's something wrong with me that I'm not teaching you, or there's something wrong that, it liberates me. It's a little condemning, but it liberates me in the sense of always thinking that we are alike, or there is some kind of likeness. I know there's a lot of things that are not alike. What drives me crazy is that, was I always intellectually superior than my peers? Most definitely. Was this always an issue? This is why I couldn't fit in, because of the shit that blurts out of my mouth? Indeed. I've come to an acceptance of it, and I have to wear it. But in the sense of, it's a freedom to where I don't have to push my beliefs. As they say, your opinion is not wanted. Knowing that it's going to cause far more than I intend, it gives me a sense of freedom to where it pushes me to hold back more, say less. Why? For my own peace. It's not always great to be out in public and just blurt out, you know what I mean, what the Spirit says, and then to be judged upon it. And that's the biggest thing. Do I want to sit in a crowd of people where everyone's just staring at me, she's a witch? I can do it for God's glory. If you want me to sit here and take the persecution, you want me to hang on the cross today. But I thought today we were rising on, from the cross. I didn't think you were going to hang me on the cross for everybody to see. And that's just kind of where it is. I decided to say, no, I'm not going to go do this for these people. Why shall I clean them off? They didn't ask for cleansing. Let them stay in their dark thoughts. Let them pray to Raphael. That's his job. Jesus didn't knock on doors. He went to where he was called to. And he spread the word to those that, that came to him. In essence, I'm not really called to do this, dude. Doing it would just be, part of the crowds and, being, it's a native tradition. We get to, celebrate our rights and this and that. But in essence, it's telling you, the cards are even explaining it more. It's like, I just want to sit by myself in the fucking grass with nobody, smoking some grass. You know what I mean? I don't need all that. Some of you, they wait all year to fucking, dress up and go be part of all that overstimulation. I don't need that in my life, bro. In essence, I was trying to, do a fucking sage burn to calm your bitch asses down, but there's, why put myself through it? I don't mind doing my work, but it's got to be joyful. It's got to be, the work I do has got to be worthwhile. And, nobody asked me to do this. And people that do what I do, as if you could even afford it. And I'm just supposed to go do it for free and give up my freedom and my joy and my happiness and my day for a bunch of strangers that won't even appreciate it, that will actually condemn it. I think not. I think it'd be better to go spend my time more wisely with my children. Have fun with them. Spend my time and money on them. If I have to be overstimulated, at least do it for their stimulation, so that they can have a good day. If I'm going to sacrifice myself for anybody, it's going to be for my children. You know what I mean? And even in that, it's not terrible. I don't fully think it's terrible to go walking around the mall. I don't even know if it's open. Again, that's what they said, will it be open? Many people don't honor Jesus. It's not like the small towns. They don't care. It's a big city. They don't honor Jesus. It's not, Chick-fil-A is going to be closed. That's about it. We don't need it any other day of the week either. Truthfully. The no is that, to say no is that it allows the yes to be more resolute and ecstatic. You know what I mean? It's like when I go, it'll be because I want to be there. Not because you know what I mean? And I'm a joyful, you know, worker of God, but I just don't see the works in this. I don't see why I should do this work. He could change it, and I could be, you know, he's, in essence, he wants me to enjoy myself, go out and hang out with people that like to do what you like to do. But I don't like that anymore. I mean, I have my own bag of weed. And it's not like people want to smoke weed, and I don't want your mouth, and I don't want your energy, and I don't want shit. I don't even want to introduce myself. Who are you? High Priestess Phoenix? What is that? I don't even want to have that conversation, bro. Here's my card. Go away. You're like, really? Kind of. And that's what I said in my first post. I woke up in my full power. I came out of the cave too. Like, nah, dude, not this time. You hung me on the cross before. I'm not hanging here for nobody else. Alright, what else did we pull out? That's all we pulled out of the new cards? Such a pretty card, isn't it? Alright, then I guess we're going to reread what I read last night that you didn't get to read. It was a little concerning when I got to... This card is still out. We read The Bag of Marbles, which is exactly what I just read, bro. I swear to you. Number 4 is the Angels. Direct from your Archangels. What are these? These are some of my beginner cards. Again, we have new people, beginners. Like, you don't read any of these. I have before. And I was talking about how these cards are weird, right? So as soon as I opened this book, I was like, there's something weird about this book and these cards. There's like these weird synchronicities. And then I opened the book and look at card number 4. Number 4 shows card number 1. Like what? Now if I pulled out the card for the angel, it's not this card. They show like a black angel. And the card, they show black babies. It's all different. It's weird. There's something strange. I don't know if it's just my guidebook or they made a lot of errors in making this, or if it's in actual synchronicities that people just completely these cards. And that, you know, before I pulled out the guidebook, and then it happened right away in the anyways, number 4. Focus, center, and be organized. On 18. Did you guys hear all of the 8s? The 818s? That's the Lionsgate portal. Those are major openings. These are major portals. You've received this card as a sign from the universe that you need to relax and focus on smaller details in your life. All right. I also read yesterday. I'm not reading all this, dude. It was a 54-minute fucking reading, and we're at 52 already. We just went in yesterday into Taurus season, and we're focusing on stability in our life. We're in our pentacles. We're focusing on our reality, is what I read. Okay? I'm not reading that again. So this comes again as a message. We took a little bit of yesterday and today. Raphael said the same thing. You know what I mean? To relax and focus on smaller details in your life. At times, life can be overwhelming and it's fast-paced. Do you feel stressed, disorganized, forgetful, scattered, or unprepared? It's exactly what was in our last card. And then it comes back to the Kali. That's why that video didn't work last night. They wanted you to have all of it together. I was scattered, obviously. I'm just rubbing my face. That's why I can't draw on eyebrows. I just really love to rub my face like that. Let's see. This card is a sign from the universe is letting you know you need to slow down and recenter your thoughts and emotions in order to calm your soul. This card represents being scattered, and you may feel that you're losing your marbles, and it could be indicating a time to focus. You're trying to do too many things at once and are distracted. You need to ground yourself to regain your clarity. You or a family member are having memory issues. Well, I mean, I'm that family member for sure. This card can also represent a loved one in spirit who may have suffered from memory loss, such as dementia or Alzheimer. If this card appears during a reading connected to a loved one in the spirit, it can be a sign that from them that they have healed since passing over to the spirit world and have got their memory or marbles back. I did a huge pause and I was like, is that true, God? And God showed me. I was like, we do carry our memories. And he showed me in me how I can remember my past lives so perfectly. I can see the memories of my past lives. We carry those memories inside of our heart. And then I got into this, heartfelt thing about the twin flames. It's like, we may have not fully met in this life, but it's our soul's memory of each other. We always find each other. Even if we're not incarnated on the same planet at the same time. We are, wherever we are in space and time, our hearts, when we go to sleep or we close our minds, we are together as one. Is what happens. The universe can sometimes show this psychic symbol via a bag of marbles with a hole in it where the marbles are dropping out one by one. This symbol is a message that you need to focus and pay attention to the challenges that are currently experiencing in your life to regain your clarity. As the feathers moved. Do you see that? So we're really scattered, and we need to focus and ground, and that's what all of the messages have been saying all week. And it's, again, stop moving. And that was the Four of Swords. That was all of those messages. As you needed to chill. You needed to chill. Okay, keep going. I'm going to end on the Kali card. No, I can't. I forgot I was going to do the Lumerians. I brought out all these damn cards. Okay, that was the Oracle. That was not it. Lumerians. Seer. I talked about that this week. I'd love to meet another Earth Angel, Lightworker, Starseed, Mystic, any of those. Oh, wait a minute. Again, now I can access it all because it's all open. I'm not digging through it all. Alright, number 46. This is like almost at the end of the journey. And then we start over. Truthfully. How many cards are in here? I don't know, 50? Let me see. Nope, never mind. 56. That was close. Let's see here. Listen to your intuition. Trust your holistic journey. Dream finding their ways into being. The bigger picture. A more aligned outcome than expected. Clarity of a greater path. Have you ever headed towards a specific destination, but instead of being where you ended up, the journey was a catalyst for getting you where you were meant to go? Have you ever felt the universe was conspiring against you, and nothing seems to be working out as planned, but then everything came together in a way that was so perfect? This card is about the journey not going as planned, but the outcome being better than you ever thought possible. I feel this overwhelming feeling to cry while I'm reading this. When we set our... Turn that off. Sorry, as soon as I hear his frequency, it's turn it off. I don't care, bro. He's got an evil frequency forever.
No.
I will not.
You're the one who cut out.
That song is associated with hate. I will not give into that.
People on social media. Oh, look at Rose. Look at him doing this.
Oh yeah, I hate him, dude. Fully.
Exactly. So you're no better.
100%.
So you
I know.
You can't hate him without hating yourself.
Way to point out. It's the mirror inside. I have to live with her. She just lives to argue. She does nothing better. My mom said I was the same way. I can remember these arguments where my mom and everybody thought I should be a lawyer because all I did was argue. That's all she does. It's passed on. It could be Sagittarian. It could just be, Joan of Arc. It just could be all that knowledge and wisdom, and she wants to use it against somebody. She's very smart, When we set our dreams and intentions, as smart as I am, dude, this bitch swears she's smarter than me. I do think so at times, especially. I have to wait till, I need to ask you something. I know you know. I don't know. She knows of this world, dude. She knows a lot of things of this world. She fills herself with information of this world, and she is very useful with the things of this world. She really does. She knows a lot of shit about this world. When we set our dreams and intentions, internal or external shifts may need to occur before we start to see the results. Outdated doors, download, 118 and 119. Stop it. Outdated doors may need to close. Ideas that are holding you back from life need to transform. This is exactly what's going to come up in the Kali card too. Life's winding roads may make it seem as though you are off the path. Why did you say his name? If you say his name, you can hear it.
He was at Coachella and Joe Bart went to him.
He wasn't there. He's a wiener. He was not invited. He probably can't stand crowds either. And as I said this, I'm like him and his stupid his wild journey. Life's windy roads may make it seem as though you are off your path, despite how right your decisions may feel. Trust and know that your higher self may have bigger plans for you. There may be some adventure on the way or not. The road you take depends on how ready you are and the difference between your current life and the one you are dreaming into being. This card depicts intuition as the goddess. She is shifting you out of the clouds of confusion and mind noise and showing you, I gotta show you this card. That's all I can see is the card I read last night. You're like, what? What? Yeah. Sorry. Let's see. She is your higher self, and she sees, this card depicts intuition as the goddess. She is lifting you out of the clouds of confusion and mind noise and showing you a clear way forward. Here we go again with your mind. She is your higher self, and you can see greater potential. Trust your instincts and have faith in your dreams. You are already on your way. Divinatory meaning. Keep believing in yourself. Trust in your dreams enough to let the serpendidities unfold. Let go enough to allow space for unexpected opportunities. Even when the route is not as direct as you imagine, listen to your intuition and know you have got this. Fuck off. It's all confirmation. What card did I pull last night? I said I pulled number 17, which was a return. There it is again. Something from your past. It says right here. Everything is always changing. Think of this return as another layer, chapter, or incarnation of a continuing story or pattern in your life. You may be drawing this card because you're grieving the heartbreak or loss, or you've begun to process the coming back to yourself, or it might have consciously, on page 60, drawn it in some way to access, meditate, or consider your next move. You are now stepping back into a relationship, position, or path with greater clarity, certainty than before. Right? And this is where I got up. There is currently a return showing up in your life. A return to a relationship, location, career, intention, aim. You may be returning to the same thing or something similar enough to remind you of what you experienced in the past. We read this last night, but you didn't catch the reading. All of this is coming up again. It's all coming full circle. But it's going to be better than you thought it would before. Is what our messages is all saying over and over. But we have to get past our mind and what our mind thinks. Is what all of our messages. I'm catching the repetitiveness of everything. Again, it was a long-ass message that I gave to you that I'm supposed to give back to you today. Alright, let's finish on this. And this is exactly how I finished. Who's Kali? Me. Another incarnation of me. Probably one of my most... I gotta say... Nah, I don't know. Morgan's pretty out of control. I want to say my most fiercest incarnation, but that's not true. God made me so fierce in all my incarnations. And this is my last, so it's going to be a great one. Sacred severance of her radical grace. She is our soul's power to shed and survive, to outgrow and evolve. When the soul needs to separate itself from that which it once relied on, it is be it a view of ourselves or the world or a group or a belief system that cannot support the truths of our heart. She is the capacity, sovereignty, and courage required for self-liberation. Systems of oppression within your mind and your world will be overcome. You have the power to sever your attachments to the past and focus on inner regeneration, reorientation, healing into a path that is worth your heart. On page 120, 121. And it ends on 123. The fifth of the Mahavira wisdom goddess is the most shocking of the Kali, Chinnamasta. She is the divine feminine avatar of self-decapitated and partaking in the blood that emerges from the throat. The name Chinnamasta translates as beheaded. She signifies a powerful activation of spiritual path through the confrontation of oppressing behaviors, self-limiting attitudes, and intellectual dominance of intuition. I shared a short last night of Nipsey talking about pushing those very limitations. This head is in the symbol of the known, of thinking, of forms of authority. And this is it. We're going through our thoughts. It is the head that wears the crown, the sign of status and power. Unrestrained by authority, she is able to overpower it. For our human selves, the head is the locus of control. So during the Chinnamasta initiation, it will not be understood what's happening, and you will not know how everything is going to turn out. Do you see how all the cards are pulling together as one story? We're not supposed to know. There is a huge confusion and uncertainty, and we need to ground ourselves during this unknowing. But everything is going to turn out better than we thought. This is as it's meant to be and something you need not worry about or fight against. Chinnamasta is a potent medicine for liberation. Her graphic iconography, it differentiates from her form of the Kali that wears her favorite accoutrements of severed heads and skull garlands. Chinnamasta's severance in her own head, this represents self-liberation. We do not need to wait for another to intervene. She knows the way to save ourselves, to move from inner courage and inner wisdom. Her presence can indicate a time when you must trust yourself completely, without external support systems to rely on. Our beliefs, I went into a huge cry about this last night, a huge teaching and cry about how you have to trust yourself. When it came to Bobby, I knew this was wrong, and I kept trying to do everything not to get near this man. This is all bad, bro. I spent 2 years running from this man, only for my heart to tell me to go face him again. And I know this is wrong, and this is so wrong, and this is so wrong, and no good can come from this. Don't do this. This is suicide. Don't do this. But I had to trust myself completely. And I went into a huge cry, and even though it was completely wrong, I felt happy for a short period of time. And it was worth it. It was better to have, you know what I mean, gone against everything just to be happy. And I went into a huge cry and teaching about that last night. The beliefs in the constructs at once support you and will no longer be able to do so. Success cannot come from the tried and true path of the past. You are evolving beyond that, and it's time to rest in the void and allow for the new way to emerge. Despite the inherent violence of this image, Chinnamasta is not dead. Blood is flowing. She is very much alive, no matter how severed or how severe the challenges you are encountering, no matter what you let go of, which you once identified with or cherished, your life shall continue. You, the real you, which is not who you thought you were, is breaking free into more life, not less. Sometimes the old systems have to fall for the new order to be established. Things will never be the same because your real self is powerful enough to shed the false layers and radiate its inner beauty and wisdom more freely. And that's where I can't go back to where I was. I can't be that person because the real me is here. I can't pretend. I can't tone it down. I can't turn it off. I'm not going to put myself in a place, you know what I mean, that I'm not respected, welcome, and honored. That's just it. Her partaking of blood symbolizes the capacity to be nourished and fed by change rather than devastated or destroyed by them. And that was very devastating, and it was very destructive, the fact that, you know what I mean, intellectually we're set worlds apart. And the more work I do, the further we'll get. There's no way to really bring you to my world. But that shows that the reason is not me. It's not my works. It's not that I'm not working hard enough. It's that it's in your genetic nature to deny such teachings, to walk away from it, to not be part of it, to reject it, to fully reject it, and to you know what I mean, criticize it. And that's why we have the philosophers now down in that book, down with the greats, because they too went through this. They were hung on crosses for their beliefs. Jesus was hung for his beliefs, but his beliefs live on in people today, and that's what it is. He is risen in people like me. His image is still alive in people like me. We are Christ-like. I believe as he told me to believe. I walk as he told me to walk. I live as he told me to live, in abundance, in peace. I am the fruit of the Spirit. But the marathon continues. Right, Nibs? It is the reassurance that at the deepest level you are gaining something from the chaos and destruction, and in your being and in your life. And that's it. This was all destroying, to realize that it's in your absolute nature to reject me and everything that comes out of my mouth. That was harsh. That was harsh. But in the essence, it's liberating. So why try? Why try if they just can't? In essence, you'd have to go against your own programming to be part of my program. And there's no reason to push you to go against your program if that's not something you want to do. And that's all I do around here is reprogramming. Why push God on somebody that doesn't want God? Why push healing on someone that doesn't want healing? Why push? And that's where the defacing. I'm attracting. I don't need to assert myself out in this world. The world will know what I am, and if they will honor it and come to me, or we won't cross paths. I'm not going to dumb myself down for a dumb world. Sheldon didn't have to be any less genius to get through high school and get through life. And yes, everybody was an idiot to him. He thought logically. He thought he was a kid that saw things differently, just as mine do, just as I do. I see things from a higher perspective. I'm not gonna go around people that, try to make me feel dumb because they're dumb, because they can't accept a higher level of teaching. Everything that I keep down here, I teach you of the greatest. I walk in the teachings of the greatest. I am the greatest. I am Ascending Master Lilith. Prior to this incarnation, I was Ascending Master Isis. Okay? Kuan Yin. This isn't my first fucking rodeo. This might be the first time you're ever trying to take in some kind of information like this. But as I read it to you, I show you how it's done. Meaning, how could I know? Because I've been there. With wisdom comes, you can't get wisdom without experience. I've already experienced such things in many lives. I'm here to teach you how to do such things, but if you don't want to learn, then go. Live amongst the dead. That's how I feel about it. And that goes back to Jesus didn't knock on doors. They knew he was coming. They knew of who he was, and if you believed in him, you could catch the healing. I don't need to tell you who I am. God will. Like, really? Really, bro. That's where I'm at. I woke up in my full power. I woke up in a new Bugatti. That's what I heard. Let's see. The blood is flowing. Things will never be the same. Her partaking of blood symbolizes the capacity to be nourished and fed by change rather than devastated or destroyed by them. It is a reassurance that on a deeper level you are gaining something. As you continue to move through this process of change, you will gain energy from something new. Chinnamasta is the self-nourishing nourishing through the spiritual conscious application of destructive energy. Chinnamasta shows us that transformation is not about trying to change others. It is about tackling our views, our fixed identities, and our attachment to power and status. That's where it was. I didn't see myself above you. I never put myself above you. And it wasn't until I realized I'm fully set above you and just intellect for all different reasons. And I have to dumb myself down to feel, you know what I mean? I'm fucking, Princess Jasmine. Let me dress up as a homeless person, and I can be a homeless person like every other homeless person. I'm not. They know I'm not. They see I'm not. They see it in the way that I walk and the way that I talk, that I'm not like any of these people. That's what I was laughing about in the car. It's like, is it a sin to listen to this song on Easter? I was like, damn, God, I'm really just trying to be like Mother Mary. She would never do such things. And we all had a laugh. It's like, you're not Mother Mary. You're Lilith. And you find humor and joy in such things. Do not deny that you laugh at everybody else's suffering and you find it hilarious. You're right. Master Hilarion at service. It's hilarious. Lord, these people are hilarious. Master Hilarion, that was perfect. It really happened. It's in my post. I was like, you can't share that on Easter. Why? God didn't think so? He's laughing with me. He's the one that gave me this great idea. Or his minions, and we're all laughing. Do you think he kicked us out of heaven for this? Well, maybe. But we're here with him now, and he's still got to deal with us. He made us this way. In the sense of, you think God doesn't have a sense of humor? I think he didn't think, he did, yeah. Anybody that listens to that song ain't going to heaven? Shut up. He's the one that gave us sex. That's all he wanted me to do. Go have sex with that guy. I don't want it gone. Dylan, what's up, wet ass? You can't say that on Easter. Don't tell me, church people. Go take your ass to church. You don't even understand God. You couldn't possibly understand God. You think he wore underwear, and you're hanging his underwear on the cross today. You're not hanging me on the cross today. God is. Every day. An upside down cross, totally naked. And he didn't even give me underwear. I love you, Lord. I mean, he did it to his son. Why do you think he doesn't do it to his daughter? Why do you think he's not going to do it to you? You are his sons and daughters. We praise God in a different way. You should go downstairs and get, baptized in the holy water and shit. I have some too, if you want. They're not ready for you. You weren't. God didn't make anyone like me. The only thing somewhat similar to there's nothing. A part of me lies within you, so you have the ability to be free like me too. There's a Lilith inside of all of you losers that can make you a winner. But in essence, you have to own that, which is what your dark sides. You can't let them, you know what I mean? Like, if I would have baby mamaed the shit out of that motherfucker and ended up in jail, God still would have accepted me. They would have got me out of jail. I would have got a get out of jail free card from God if I went over there and went crazy on my baby daddy for that shit. It would have been completely justified. Pac, dude, he would have been right there with me, dude. He would have been handing me the baseball bat, bro. He would have shown me where to fucking dig. He would have shown me where the money is. He would have shown me everything. It would have been worth it, bro. I could have ran up on that bitch. And God would have forgiven me. I'd still go to heaven. Would I had some karma? Yeah, I might have been on probation or some shit. I could have pled insanity. But after we sit in front of the judge and I tell the judge he owes me $40,000 and they're looking at all of this shit and they're looking at all of the pictures of all the shit I destroyed, said they wouldn't collect on it, so I collected. He might have just let me off. I'm going to drop the charges. He could have. I would have been thrown at the mercy of this man's... If I poured my heart out to this man, this judge, and said, listen to me. Listen to me well. Me and my children are currently living in homelessness. We have absolutely nothing. We're living out of a car for 2 years. And he had put all of this on the internet. I asked him for help. I refused to go to his birthday party, and he refused to help us. So I went a bit crazy. And I went after everything that he put pride into. All the things that he put above my children, I took away from him. I know what I did was wrong. I couldn't control my feelings of rage and anger. I know that there must be a consequence, and I throw myself at the mercy of the court for my own, childish ways. Please forgive me, in the name of Jesus. What the fuck he's gonna give me? You gonna give me 2 years in fucking prison? I don't know, maybe not. In the sense of, I could have acted out in those feelings. But instead I prayed to God to take him away. Did he? No, he told me to overcome that shit. Do I be getting that mad? No. I mean, after you get that mad and you go through that much work to overcome the madness, usually things don't get you that mad anymore. But since you've already overcome something so maddening, when you face madness, you know how to overcome it. And you overcome it a little bit better. Or maybe you don't, and you go fuck him up finally. It's like, don't put me in a position where I gotta do some shit that I didn't need to do. I've been struggling with this. And that's it too. It's like, I'm a recovering alcoholic, bro. Why the fuck would you bring me to a place where they serve drinks? Don't tempt me. That's not fair. You should keep me safe from temptation, bro. The world's already tempting me. I don't need you tempting me. You're gonna sit down in front of me and order drinks when you know that I had a problem with drinking. You just expect me to be strong and you're gonna be weak in front of me? That's not fair. Why can't you be strong and say no? Why don't we both say no in this organization while everybody's drinking? Do we have to be like everyone else? We need to give in to this desire to have a drink? How many of you are having drinks? Hey, Jesus turned fucking water into wine. Why? Take the edge off. This is gonna hurt. Sorry. Again, he loves me. Do you love Jesus? He loves you the way you are. All that shit the church tells you that you gotta be all blemish free and shit. Nah, bro. He'll cleanse you. He'll wash you away. You might need to go get a baptism, though, really. Somebody needs to wash you. Don't forget deodorant. All right. We're ending here. I'm starving. Her teaching is that we have means to become free within us. We do not need to control outer circumstances or other people. Within us is the energy we need to continue our path, meaning we don't have control of the outside. All we can control is how we view it and how we feel about what's going on outside. I can't. You see that bitch? Bitch, you need to put on some clothes. If you don't put on some clothes, we can't control them. I can't control her and make her fucking cover up her vagina and her dirty butt crack that is currently sweating on the Civic Center Park right now. While why is your butt crack hanging out, but you have socks and tennis shoes on? Who told you could do this? Her mind said, this is going to be great. You go, girl. The rest of us is like, go somewhere else over that. You smell. I can't stop her, bro. I can't stop my children. All I can do is tell them when they see her butt crack out there and her G-string is in between one of her lips and they're watching this and they're like, Mom! Said she's a child of God. She didn't wake up thinking that she needed to put on a full pair of clothes. Let her be a child today. Have you ever seen a kid run in a diaper? You see him run around naked? That's her. Leave her alone. And that's it. We can choose to see you as a child of God or as a very idiotic adult. I like to see you as a child of God, just expressing yourself. You didn't feel like wearing clothes. I feel like taking my clothes off too, but I don't want to look like her because I don't want that up my butt. In the essence, it's not bothering her. She has that string up her butt all the time. Pull strings and I'll play you a tune. I'm your puppet. The Holy Spirit is full of jokes. They're funny. And that's it too. If I go there, all I'm going to do is laugh at people. I can do that from here, bro. I can imagine what kind of people are there and fall out of my chair laughing. Have a good lunch and, hang out with my kids. It's a good day. I don't need to go out there and be part of that shit. And not to mention, everybody's coughing and shit. If there's any kind of illness that's going on, everyone's like, everybody's coughing in each other's face. I don't want your illness. I'm healthy until I get in this unhealthy ground. I just want to point out, as naked as they are when you see them standing up, they sit their naked bodies, very sweaty bodies, down somewhere too, and leave all of that nurturing essence of their sweat and swass wherever they just put their ass. Your girl, that ain't wearing a full pair of underwear, that's out on this hot, sweaty day in a skirt, she is setting those very salty vagina juices down on everybody's fucking chair. I don't want to sit there. You better go put that bitch outside in the dirt. Go ground that bitch. How many of your women don't wear a full pair of underwear? They have a string that's rubbing, not sweat. Okay, do you want to take off their underwear? How about not? How about not? Please do not wear that shit out in public with a skirt short enough that the wind's going to catch it and I'm going to catch a smell of that shit. Please don't do that. Please don't do that today. Oh shit, they're showing me Paris Hilton, how she went out there with her vagina out there like that in a fucking, dude, in a hot ass California day. California girls be dreaming, bro. I can smell your fucking vagina. Men know what I'm talking about, bro. Women are like devastated right now. No, it's not just on your period that it smells. Your vagina smells, bro. And someone like me smells it in a crowd and will give you the nastiest look while you're over there trying to rub it on somebody's crotch. How many men's crotch did she rub her ass cheeks, her G-string, and her vagina on before she got to your lap? You getting a lap dance? We're blood brothers. I saw that for super bad. You're so bad on a fucking Sunday. I am bad on a Monday. Come see me on a Friday. I'm bad to the bone, bro. God made me this way. Let's pray to help. Let's pray to God. No, I don't want to go to the festival. Do you know what they do at festivals? They get herpes and stuff. On page 122. Please don't make me do it. But in your 20s. Yeah, but I'm 40 now. 40 is the new 20. No, it's not. I'm not a MILF. I'm an Instagrammy. I'm looking for someone to have grandchildren with. Not STDs. We're supposed to be taking melatonin, not penicillin. Get out of my energy, guys. I'm having too much fun. I just need a meal. I'm a whole kid. Alright, anyways. We have the power to get out of our own way. Get out of the way, ho. Alright, invocation. I'm going to pray for you, which means I'm going to invocate this very scary spirit upon you. If you don't want that prayers and those blessings, go ahead and log off now, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Chinnamasta, self-decapitating one. Fearless freedom and honoring of truth is your way. Your gift to us with protection, or you gift us with protection through the necessary endings. We initiate based on the truth of our hearts. You guide us to draw from the power within to fuel the necessary healing. Under your protection, we shall come back to the life in a new way. On Resurrection Day! Sorry, got a little excited. I felt the fire within. With your unflinching honesty and unwavering courage, we are filled with inspiration and readiness. Our blood is rich, flowing, and desirous of new life. We embrace the path before us, letting go of what we have known ourselves to be. We place ourselves within the beauty of your wild and unconditional wisdom. We trust in the new destinies now ready to unfold for the spiritual benefits of all beings. Hai Ma Chamasta, Hai Ma Kali. Place your hands on your forehead for a moment and say this. Through the wisdom and grace of Kali Chimasta, I release all attachments and conditionings that no longer serve me. And then go like this. All right, I tried to teach this last night. I did a whole teaching. Put your fingers together on your head and put it on your head and your third eye. Right? So you're going to put it like this, and you're going to say like this. Through the wisdom and grace of Kali Chimasta, I release all attachments and conditionings that no longer serve me. And then you're going to flip them out. So from your head, you flip out, right? I can't really do it. Imagine. Here's your head, and you flip it out. You flip it out. You say the prayer from your third eye, and you flip it out. You're casting out the thoughts. Again, we asked for Raphael. Now we're asking Kali to cut off our heads and these terrible thoughts. And then whatever's left we'll have to work with. We're losing our marbles. We're cutting our marbles out. Didn't you see it? That's why I was like, oh, dude, I got to read all of this. It all makes sense now. We just needed an archangel to make sense of it all. It made sense last night. There just wasn't any words. All right, flicking your hands away from your head as if flicking off the sheds of bondage that no longer serve your awakening. Repeat this movement as many times as you like. Allow it to feel good, relaxing, and releasing from your head. Meaning, if in front of someone say, I cast you out. I cast you out in the name of Jesus. I cast you out. You're literally putting your fingers to your forehead and casting out your thoughts. I cast out all these beliefs. I cast out this negative thinking. I cast it out. And that's meaning you're seeing it. And you're pulling it out of your being and pushing it out. Visualizations, people. It is a matter. Your thoughts matter. And they become actual substance. They become, you know what I mean? That is the God source, is your thoughts. From a thought, the spark of light becomes life. It creates from that. So you have to cast it out. I cast you out in the name of Jesus. Right? Why? Because there's power in that name, buddy. People see you fighting your thoughts. Oh, I cast you out in the name of Jesus. They're going to start doing it too. Where we start calling Jesus into our thoughts, bro. I cast you out in the name of Jesus. Because what is it? It's evil thoughts, bro. They're fucking our head up. Can't think straight. It's a fucking demon and shit. Anyways, allow it to feel good, relaxing and releasing from your head. Repeat this action again, but at your throat and finally your heart. That means I cast out all these shitty words. I cast out all these shitty fucking feelings. When you are ready, and with your hands in prayer, you have completed your ritual. Ta-da! Hey, we got a thumbs up from somebody. That's cool. Thumbs up. High five. Well, I don't know how I fit 2 videos into one, and that was amazing, and I'm very proud of myself. And that explains this. Last night, I couldn't understand why we were in this card. I pulled the 5 of Cups, and we read about it. And this is the Notorious, the highest level. It's working through the Tree of Life. I'm going to reread this card as well. I'm not going to do the invocation. I did that last night. This is God who fulfills. This archangel acts as a filter to the emotions that might cause erratic turbulence in our inner sea. What's our inner C? Our feelings. Pushing us towards anger, evil, or violent tendencies. A positive cataclysmic filter, giving us talent, serenity, energy, able to heal psychosomatic illnesses with characteristics that dominate our passions with frustrations, anxiety, and recklessness. All of it was about overcoming the mind as we ground ourselves. All right, so the number was the 58. The chorus was the archangels, and that's where I was completely confused how we were in the archangels, because we had left the thrones. So I was like, why are we back with the archangels? And who did we say? Archangel Raphael. So now it all makes more sense. All right, so the cup, or the tarot is the 5 of Cups. The planet is Saturn. Yesterday was Saturn. The sign was Capricorn, and that's our imposter syndrome. Erotesic was the 5 of Cups. And then last night I pulled it out and I gave the definition from my Pagan Ways Tarot of what the 5 of Cups meant. And I'll read it to you and we'll leave on this note, because this is the current energy. The 5 of Cups, death, transformation, and rebirth, guys. The things have to die. Jesus had to die to fulfill the prophecy. The prophecy was he would be risen from, that was when it became all real. He did all great wonders, but not until he came back to life, then it was real. And then what's even crazier is what he did with his second life. Osiris, he was great. But he was only considered the god of the afterlife after he came back to life. In order for him to become a god, he had to die. All things must die. And that's what I was telling you, is the return. These relationships have to end. They can come back to life, but not as what they are. You know what I mean? And that's it. Did Jesus come back to life as a different person with different perspectives and different, you know what I mean, ideas? Or did he not come back to life and continue his work, but where he was supposed to do it? And that's where they said that's where the Eastern, you know what I mean? The Eastern teachings were taught to people that actually accepted it, that wanted it. And they protected him. They knew that they were out to seek, you know what I mean? They knew they killed him once. Why would they let him kill him twice? This time we'll protect you till your dying days. That was the Knights Templar. They also protected his wife and everything. They kept his teachings. He disappeared because God protected him. But he still lived on. He lived a life until his dying days. All of the things that God promised to each of us in his life, he gave to him. He had children. He had a wife. His children and his wife lived on. They all lived on. They lived on in a different world where they weren't persecuted by their own. Why would he stay in the lands? So they could kill him again. And that's what came back to Pac. Pac had to die, bro. They were going to kill him. He had already overcome how many times? How many times did he overcome death? It was in his destiny to die. Only so he could be everlasting life. But even if he didn't die in Vegas, they were out to kill him forever. He was going to die. And that's all of us. We will die. You must understand that. Things have to come to an end. You know, a lot of that, you know, my friend Pac, it's like, I've had that talk with him. He knew. He knew with certainty that he was going to die, that his time was numbered. And when we talked about it, he said, I had to have more faith. I had to have more trust. I couldn't hide from them. I couldn't run from my responsibility to the people. I knew every time I got on that stage, I was going to, you know, every time I stepped out in public, they were out to kill me. So did Martin Luther King. So did Muhammad Ali. So did, Malcolm X. They knew. Jesus knew that they were out to kill him. He knew that the works that they was doing was going to get him killed. But God will exalt me. He will make this worthwhile. Do you know what I mean? That suffering is not for naught. And that goes back to all of them, you know. He took away Moses' position to make him, you know what I mean, a god. He took away his kingdom to make him a god. You know what I mean? The prince, you know, he took away Joseph, all of this thing. He took away their families to give them bigger families. He took away their jobs to give them better jobs. He took away their lives, gave them new wives. Everything, he took away their children, but gave them, you know what I mean? All of God's children. It's his way. And on a day like today, you should know his promises. Page 82 and 83. The Five of Cups shows that you're obsessing over a loss and refusing to move on. Though the card shows a woman mourning a death, this can also be a failed relationship, disappointment, or regret. Your pain is real and raw. But if you are not careful, you risk cutting yourself off from the life and the people you still have, which are shown by the upright cards that remain. Hold on to this pain and it will damage you, mentally or physically, and risk destroying the relationships with friends and family. To move on, you need to forgive fate, another person, or even yourself. And that's where it was, is like I wanted to shut down my page. I always wanted to just shut down and just cut off everybody. You don't have to cut off everybody. And that was me running to Patreon. If I do this, I cut off everybody. You risk, what does it say? You risk cutting yourself off from them and the life and the people you still have, which are shown by the upright cards. And that's it. The deeper my teachings get, the more, you know what I mean? I wanted to wait to see what had happened, because it did happen. But we're at 400 subscribers. There's 400 people somewhere that are open to receiving this. How many of them watch it regularly? I mean, I know the people that aren't subscribed do it. The ones that watch it regularly aren't even subscribed. But it's like, you know, as much as I think I'm the only one getting it, there's people that are trying to get it. And if I just abandon them, then, you know what I mean? Where are they going to get it? Reverse meaning. Though you have suffered in the past, you are beginning to come to terms with it. You've spent enough time grieving and emerged stronger, and though the bitter memories are still there, you are feeling ready to embrace life again and look to the future. Take heart, new opportunities and relationships are out there for you. I see this moment. I'm seeing Jesus as he walks with Mary Magdalene. He puts his arms around the women and they walk away. And people, you know, they drop to their knees in fear and in reverence. I'm so sorry. Please forgive us. And he looks back and says, all's forgiven. And he moves on with his life. That's how I feel too. It doesn't matter what you did before. I fulfilled the prophecy. You were meant to do such things. I'm fine. I have new life. I will go on. You're forgiven. And that's it. You know, when he came back to life, everybody really feared for their lives. But they didn't need to fear him. They feared God. And for him, it was like, I don't hold it against you that 2 days ago you bled me dry. You beat me. You cursed me. You did all those things. God told me you would do things. Why will I hold it against you for what I knew you would do? In essence, he didn't seek vengeance or any of that. But he does come back for judgment in the end. But at that time, he didn't. He didn't. Imagine, if you came back to life, would you seek vengeance on your killers? Would you go after the people that took your life? No, he said all is forgiven, and he walked away into the sun. Doesn't matter, I have a new life. And that's how I feel about those that, you know what I mean, betrayed me. Doesn't matter. You're all forgiven. I don't care what you did to that life. That life is gone. You're not going to hurt this life. You're not part of this life. But that life is gone. And that's it too. He was still Jesus. But the life he lived before that, he had died. He had died to that life. It was gone. He was risen and had a new life to live. In God's promises. No more suffering. But he too had to suffer. At what? At the hands of others, just like us. It doesn't give us a right to be terrible. We have no right to be mean to people just because of what people have done to us. And that's what Jesus teaches us. Forgiveness and compassion. Sticks and stones. But we don't take it as such. We take it as an eye for an eye. What you did to me, I shall do to you. Vengeance is mine, justice is mine. How dare you do to me? Do unto others as you shall have done unto yourself. And that's it. So somebody did you dirty, so now you walk around as a dirty douchebag doing everyone else dirty. And your justification is because somebody else did you dirty. Jesus was done the dirtiest, but he didn't come out and do nobody dirty after. He let you do him dirty over and over again, and he forgave you, and he prayed for you, and he hoped for you, as I do. And then he walked away. Your dirty deeds are your deeds. I don't have to be dirty with you. You're forgiven. For he has risen within me. Hey, great teaching. Happy Easter. Enjoy your day. It says to, same as it's been saying all week, stay grounded. Tomorrow's Monday, so we really have to hold on to ourselves. Tomorrow my kids start school. It's a big day in our neighborhood. It's a big portal to be walking through. We have some sense of grounding, actually. We're kind of attached to the land, sort of, for a first time in a long time. Put a job on that, and we really got some roots. Only for a little while.
Maybe you're a lesbian.
Let's be honest. I don't like women. Okay, we'll get more soda. Hey, laters, haters. It was me. I was drinking soda all day.